Grandpa Eabu, what is this latest controversy to surround the conservative minority government under Stephen Harper? The government that insists on being called the Harper Government instead of the Government of Canada.
Well, Nibu, it seems that the Speaker of the House of Parliament ruled that the Conservative government may be in contempt of Parliament on not one, but two issues. A parliamentary committee will decide whether the Harper government is in contempt of Parliament.
What does contempt of Parliament mean, Grandpa Eabu? Does it mean that the Conservatives don't have a very high opinion of the House of Parliament?
It seems so, Nibu. It seems that the Conservative minority government doesn't respect Parliament very much. But in this case, to be held in contempt means that the Conservatives are breaking the rules of Parliament. When someone breaks the rules, there has to be some sort of process to say that they broke the rules and to hold them accountable.
It's like a penalty in hockey, right, Grandpa Eabu? If you don't play by the rules, the referee calls a penalty and you have to sit in the penalty box, right?
Well, yes, Nibu, something like that. The same concept is used in our court system. If you don't behave according to the rules of the court, or ignore a court order, you can be held in contempt of court. It means that you broke the rules.
So what were the two issues that caused the Speaker of the House to rule that the Conservatives might have to sit in the penalty box, Grandpa Eabu?
Well, the first issue was the fact that the Conservative government did not provide a parliamentary committee with estimates of the costs of a new crime bill before the House. The committee asked for the costs, but the Harper government has not complied with their request. So they were ruled to be in contempt of Parliament.
2 minutes for high sticking. Right, Grandpa Eabu?
Well, it's a bit more serious than that, Nibu. More like a game misconduct.
And what was the other issue, Grandpa Eabu?
The other issue is the misleading statements that were made by the Minister of International Cooperation, Bivoda, on the funding for CAROs. Once again, it seems that the Harper government may be in contempt of Parliament.
Mrs. Taboo and I were talking about that the other day, Grandpa Eabu. I thought the whole thing was a stunt that even a 7-year-old would have been embarrassed to attempt.
Yes, precisely, Nibu.
But really, Grandpa Eabu, why should Canadians care about this? After all, Parliament is a game that all the parties play, isn't it? And besides, the economy is doing really well, even after the financial crisis of 2008, isn't it? Why should we care?
Well, Nibu, I would argue that the strength of the economy is really due to two things. The first is the global commodity boom. Canada is producer of natural resources, so of course we're going to do well during the commodity boom. The second is that we have record low interest rates right now, thanks to the Governor of the Bank of Canada, Mark Carney. So I don't think the Conservatives are really responsible for the success of the economy at all. I think we could have had a trained chimp as the Minister of Finance and we would have been just as well off.
Grandpa Eabu, that's somewhat disrespectful of the chimp, isn't it?
Well, yes it is, Nibu. Also, I'm old enough to remember the dictators of the 1930s and 40s. After the dictator was overthrown, people would ask why the citizens of the country didn't do anything to prevent the slow erosion of democracy. But the citizens were complacent and didn't recognize that their rights were being taken away from them until it was too late.
So, Grandpa Eabu, are you saying that the Harper government is on its way to becoming a dictatorship?
Well, I wouldn't go that far, Nibu. But the Harper government has certainly been acting in an authoritarian and undemocratic manner. This type of behavior has to be stopped now.
It's like the referee of a hockey game calling penalties so that the game does not get out of hand, right, Grandpa Eabu?
Right, Nibu. And you can certainly say that the Harper government has been playing goon-style hockey recently.
That's a bit disrespectful of hockey goons, isn't it, Grandpa Eabu?
You may be right there too, Nibu.